Hello everyone, my name is Tompa and welcome to our Widowmaker guide. Oh Jesus, that sounds stupid. Oh well, anyway. Widowmaker is the sniper character of Overwatch, and judging by the betas, she seems to be quite popular too. So before we start the guide, I want all of you to promise me not to be the selfish cunt who picks Widowmaker even when the team already has one, or even two in some cases. I mean, she is great, but I feel like unless you have some sort of a strat going on, one Widowmaker is enough. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get right into the guide, shall we? In this part, I will talk about Widowmaker's kit pretty generally, so if you're not interested in the numbers and the basics, there should be an annotation somewhere on your screen to skip ahead this part. So, Widowmaker being the sniper character of Overwatch, she obviously isn't the healthiest character, so to speak. She has 200 health with no armor or shields. Her left shift ability is a grappling hook which lets you fly to places like Tarzan style. This is pretty much your only escape tool, but it also gives you the freedom of getting on pretty much any platform on the map. The hook has 12-second cooldown, so use it sparingly in case you need to run away from someone. You can cancel the hook while flying to your target by pressing space, and if you press it at the right moment, you can get some serious air with it. Remember though, that while in the air like this, your flight path is really easy to predict and you're an easy target to anyone with a hitscan weapon and a decent aim. Widowmaker's E ability is really interesting in my opinion. It lets you shoot out a venomous mine from your wrist. If you aim high enough, you can actually get it pretty far away. The mine sticks to walls and objects, and it detonates if someone walks nearby. You can have only one mine up at a time, and the mines last until they are triggered or destroyed, or you put down a new one. The mine has a 15-second cooldown once used. It does 75 damage over 5 seconds, so anyone with 200 max HP or less hit by the mine should die to one body shot from your sniper rifle, which is pretty useful. The mine is best used to cover any ways the enemies can sneak up to you, as you'll get a notification when it triggers or gets destroyed. The mine is also pretty good harass if you shoot it at the payload, for example, as it can damage multiple people if they stand close enough together. But beware, it can also damage you if you're in the radius when it goes off. Widowmaker's Q ability is super straightforward. It just pretty much gives everyone on your team a wall hack for 15.5 seconds. You can see all the 6 enemies through walls as long as they are alive, highlighted in red. The Q ability also charges up really fast, so don't save it up for too long, since you will get another one fairly quickly anyway. This ability has really good synergy with your team, so don't hesitate to communicate with your team to get the full use out of it. This ability is really good when you have to 1v1 their Widowmaker, since they are usually pretty stationary, so you can just aim at their head through a wall and then peek to pick them off easily. Another very good use for this ultimate is to know where the enemy teleporter is. Whenever Symmetra puts down her teleport, the closest hero to that teleporter on your team will say something along the lines of "Hey, the enemy have a teleporter" or something like that. So you can just try to spot the Symmetra through the walls and then call the teleporter out to your team. Widowmaker's weapon can be used as an assault rifle and a sniper rifle. It has a 30 rounds magazine. The assault rifle part of the weapon, in my opinion, feels weak, but it is decent in close range. It only does 13 damage per shot, but it has a high fire rate and a pretty quick reload. The assault rifle is highly inaccurate, so I'd only recommend you to use it in very close quarters. The sniper part of the weapon, on the other hand, is activated when you aim down the sight by right-clicking, and it deals massive damage compared to the assault rifle if you charge your shots. But every shot when zoomed consumes 3 ammo instead of 1. You can see your charge just below your crosshair while zoomed in. Achieving the full charge takes 1 second, while scoped, and the fully charged shot deals 150 damage, so you can one-shot squishes like Tracer, Zenyatta, and D.Va without their mech. Headshots will double your damage with both the assault rifle and the sniper. If you jump while scoped, you will automatically unscope, but if you start scoping while on the ground and jump right as you're about to scope, you can scope and jump at the same time. This is very useful when dueling their snipers or if you want to finish someone low HP without exposing yourself too much. Another good tip for dueling their snipers is to crouch after you shoot, because crouching is very fast and they will most likely try to go for the headshots, so when you crouch they shoot over your head. So, here are some pros and cons for Widowmaker. She has very high damage when you charge her shots. She has high effective range, decent mobility and escapes with the grappling hook. Venom Mine provides some cover for you and some AoE if needed. You can one-hit Tracers, Zenyatta and Dio without their mech, and that feels so good when you can pull that off. And also, your headshots with fully charged shots can one-hit almost anyone except tanks and Bastion because of her stupid armor. And now for the cons. Widowmaker is not very good when someone sneaks up to you because your assault rifle simply just does so low damage. You're also pretty squishy with only 200 health. Reinhardt shields can be very hard to deal with if you don't have a team with you, or if your team don't pick heroes that can destroy it, since it blocks all of your damage. If you can't deal with their snipers, you'll become much less efficient, because you'll have to stay with your team and you can't be in your vantage points. And finally, if your team is getting dominated, there's not much you can do to defend the objectives. Yeah, you can maybe pick up 1 or 2 kills, but ultimately they're gonna get the point and there's nothing you can do about it. This will be the general gameplay section. So, as one would expect, Widowmaker is at her best when fighting enemies at long range, since it's hard for them to return fire and do significant damage to you, so you should always try to keep her distance. Try to avoid the most common sniper spots, or you will be picked off very easily by their snipers. But be sure to keep an eye out for those spots if an enemy sniper tries to set up there, because that can lead to some easy kills for you. Stay near your team to provide fire support for them and to have a place to run for cover if someone comes to hunt you down. Don't forget to relocate every once in a while, because if you don't, it's surprisingly easy for the enemy snipers just pick you off. As long as you stay near your team, you don't have to always aim for the head. A fully charged body shot will do more than enough damage to help your teammates secure an easy kill for themselves. Good communication helps a lot here, as you can just tell your teammate that the guy you just shot is low and they can go and finish them off. The best spots for you to be in are a bit elevated and has some kind of cover to hide behind. It's always a plus if your spot overlooks your Mercy or Lucio. I'm fairly sure that they will appreciate you watching over them. What comes to target priority, you should always focus bringing their support down and keeping yours alive, as long as it's safe, aka there's no enemy Widowmakers looking straight at you. And after the supports and snipers are dealt with, go for the main damage dealers or anyone out of position. Good way of getting rid of someone like D.Va or Reaper chasing you is to wait for them to use their movement ability to get up to your vantage point, then simply jump down and wait for them to follow. After they jump down also, you can use your grappling hook to get back up to the higher ground while they can't follow you. It would probably be a good idea to relocate before they come back for you. Alternatively, you can fall back to your team and they should drop the chase. If they don't, you shouldn't have any problems taking them down with your teammates. You usually get a better picture of the battlefield since you're further back, so remember to call out anyone trying to flank your team or any other significant things you notice. And finally, if you ever find yourself in a situation where someone snuck up on you and you have no other options than to fight, shoot your Venom Mine at the enemy and start moving as much and as unpredictably as possible while simultaneously shooting at them with your assault rifle. And in the best case scenario, you might even win the fight. I was supposed to put a little tips and tricks section here, but looking at the length of the video already, I think I'll skip that. Most of the tips I was supposed to put here I already went over in the first section and the general gameplay section anyways, so I think this concludes my Widowmaker guide. Be sure to tell me if you think I missed something or if something I said was wrong. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on Overwatch on 24th.